Alrighty, boys and girls, well, look at that now. We got Bitcoin pumping, right? Since that massive drop we've seen here, and since I made a video and I told you guys that's it's a dip, we're gonna see another pump here. Pepe is up as well, right? If we look at Pepe, bounced as well from that trend line. I do think this is a low as well made on Pepe, and we might see an upside. And we got as well Breton Eat, one of the most undervalued right now, low caps, right? At $3.6 million in its market cap, slowly grinding, really bullish on this one now. And a lot of people are sleeping on this right now, and we even have Dork Lord that I introduced to you as well, holding strong in this major dip we have. We got some major things going on as well with meme coins in general and altcoins, with a lot of recovery everywhere. Some did recover, some didn't. So we're gonna look at a Bitcoin price, Pepe price, our meme coins price in today's video. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and let's get into it, guys. So you see now what I've been saying is that a lot of people now are slowly waking up. If you've been now around in the crypto space since 2024 top, right? You now becoming a veteran. You're now a crypto savvy. You now see what's going on, right? You see that spaghetti hands never win. Spaghetti hands buy high and sell low. The market is rigged. The market wants everyone to buy high and sell low, right? And that's gonna keep playing. This is gonna be possibly the hardest part in this whole thing, right? Especially for people that joined at the high, right? They are the unluckiest people of all because they have not seen pumps. So what's going on with Bitcoin, sir? When it's finally gonna break out, when it is gonna finally start pumping? Let me tell you, right? The markets always go up, right? The markets always go up. It's a matter of what you are going to be doing here. Are you going to be taking advantage of the dips, or are you going to wait for it to break out, right? So that's the thing. Is it going to break out? Yes, right? Like, look at Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin since its inception is just been going up. And historically, after the halving year, we see a major bull market. And most importantly, we have the Fed to start cutting rates. To make it short and simple for those that don't know that, there is a machine somewhere, right, in the United States of America that makes money, that prints it, right? It makes it, right? And this money ends up in the markets, and this money stimulates the markets and pumps the markets, and everybody is kind of trying to time this, right? To try to time it for that major run, right? The question is, are you going to wait for that to happen, or are you going to buy now, right? Is Bitcoin going to go up overall? Yes, it is going to go up. So that's answered when it comes to the high time frames on Bitcoin. It is going to go up, whether you like it or not. It is going to pump, and it is going to pump and pump and pump and pump, right? Possibly going to 150K by mid next year. Also, Bitcoin dominance, right? So that's something I shared with you previously, guys. Bitcoin dominance is still pumping, right? As soon as, historically, whenever Bitcoin dominance stops and starts reversing down, that's when we get the actual altcoin season. So now when it comes to meme coins, best meme coins to be buying now in the dips, we're gonna go from top to bottom and quickly discuss each and every one of them and what I do think now happening with the market. So you all know Pepe, in my opinion, is still headed towards that 50 billion, right? Or even more, and it will flip Shiba Inu, right? Starting or igniting the Pepeverse, which means everything that looks like Pepe is gonna be very in high demand. People are gonna want it because they are gonna actually see that they missed Pepe. That's when it comes to Pepe. I still think that. And most importantly, if you watch my yesterday's video, by the way, right, about Solana and Pump.fun and all that stuff, it doesn't mean that Solana is gonna crash, right? This was Solana against ETH. Solana is gonna underperform ETH. Solana will still pump, but underperform ETH. And this has nothing to do with us, because you're not here for a 2-3x. You're not buying ETH or buying Solana because you don't want to do a 2-3x. You want to do more. But this data is important to us to know which ecosystem we would be betting on. Are we betting on ETH or Solana or Avalanche or Blast or Arbitrum? We want to know which ecosystem we want to be betting on. And the major ecosystem now is ETH. If we look at that Sol ETH chart, which shows Solana performance against ETH, it's like they're both racing, and which one is winning? It's simple. It doesn't mean Solana is gonna crash on its USD value. The Solana's USD value is gonna slowly climb up, maybe underperform, right? So you see this ETH, Solana against ETH. Solana here, this is 2021. It was outperforming ETH. Even then, ETH still pumped. It just meant that Solana was a better bet, right? Then since then, it just kept bleeding against ETH. Then the whole thing, the whole year, you've seen it outperforming ETH, and now it's back at the highs. And most of these valuations, when it comes to every altcoin against ETH or against Bitcoin, they usually just range. We don't see massive bull markets forever, right? Like massive pumps, massive forever pumps. They do reach a point where they actually top and start ranging switching each cycle. So Solana is at its highest point while we have actual pump.fun and stuff like that. Watch yesterday's video. So which means we're gonna see our outperformance. ETH outperforming Solana, which means ETH memes are gonna do way better, and especially when it comes to low market cap coins. You do not want to be playing with Solana meme coins when they are low caps or even mid caps. They will underperform each one. That's it, right? So that's something you want to know, and I do think it's very likely to play out, right? This is very likely, as clear as it gets. When you look at this Sol ETH, it's as clear as it gets. Solana meme coins, especially mid caps and low caps, are not gonna do well in the future. So this brings me to what we got here going on. If you still want exposure to top meme coins, right? If I just joined the market and I'm DCAing into top meme coins, I will by far go with Pepe. The second choice, I will go with BONK. BONK is actually what started the whole Solana thing. BONK is the strongest meme coin on Solana, and you see it like here. Dogweave Hat is an actual meme coin, very strong community, as a community coin, just like Brett ETH exactly, by the way. And it started like that. It's a very strong community coin, very good backing. I do think now, because it actually started the whole pump.fun, the whole degen going on Solana. If that starts to die, if the degening on Solana starts to die and Solana starts to lose that flow of liquidity and new money and new entrants and new participants in the ecosystem, they will actually have to pump some coin, and it has to be either Dogweave Hat on BONK. So I do believe they are gonna do that, right? Or they will have to do that, right? It's forced, because Solana will try to pull up a fight, right? It's not gonna go down easily, again, against ETH, not USD, right? So one of these, Dogweave Hat or BONK. I personally like BONK more because it's still kind of linked to the Solana foundation or whatever, because they actually pump. And then you got Floki, right? In the top meme coins, those are the ones that I would say they will do a 10 to 20x in the bull market. When it comes to mid caps, that's when it gets the hardest, right? That's when it's the hardest, right? It's the game gets harder. In fact, a lot of people get this wrong. They think the low caps are the hardest or the riskiest, but I would argue that mid caps are the riskiest, right? So if we look at now Nero, which is a new narrative now in this space, right? Everybody's like talking about it. If you don't know about it, it's the new dog. It's the new Dogecoin. The lady that had the dog that you see on the Dogecoin picture died, and now she has a new dog, and it's called Nero, and people quickly snapped on that and started throwing coins like that. There were two on Solana, right? One is at $13 million in its market cap. One is at 10 million. Do not touch those because it's on Solana. Don't touch any mid caps, low caps on Solana. That's it. The party's over there. So you have this one on ETH that's actually made it. And the thing is, a lot of people are going to buy the top on this, right? It's very risky to buy mid caps. It's at $250 million in its market cap. Why it's very risky? Yeah, but sometime you will catch one. Sometime. But the next time you won't. And the next time you would lose, right? And the best thing to do is to actually buy accumulation. You don't want to buy a trending mid cap coin. You don't want to buy trending. You're late. And how you know you're late? If you buy here and it drops down, right? It drops down 50%. You're most likely going to sell the low. And if you actually are smart enough to catch the low, let's say you caught that low, and it goes another 60% from here, which is overall a 70%, which we see all the time on these meme coins, is gonna go down another 70%, which is a 60% from the time you bought. You will be down 60%, and this chart will look horrible, right? Like this chart will look like that, right? And you most likely won't feel good about it, and you will capitulate and you will sell, and then it's gonna do maybe something like that. So mid caps are very, very risky. That's when I say that. You look at Hoppy now, or Turbo, or everything that pumps hard goes back down 70%. Not only meme coins, every coin, right? Even Bitcoin. When we see bull markets, when Bitcoin tops, it goes down 70%. It's the way things go, right? So Hoppy went to that mid cap range, right? $70 million in its market cap, 80 million, and a lot of people would have. I'm pretty sure. Just looking at the volume, I know everybody bought the top on this, right? So you see this volume nodes here, right? Volume spikes here, everybody buying, right? The charts looks bullish, sir. What are you saying? It's gonna keep going up. And then you see 70% retrace. And if you've been following the channel, you know that you did not touch it until it got back here. Now it's actually a good time, but before it wasn't, right? If you were super, I can't wait, I want to buy, it went down almost 80%, right? And it's now accumulating here, right? It might see a comeback, right? It might see a comeback. It's on the Pepeverse, the Twitter page is active and all that stuff. But now you see why mid caps are dangerous, caps, right? Like mid caps are tough game. But what you want to do with mid caps is you want to wait for these massive dips. Now, recently we've seen Mumu on Sol, right? Which kind of made rounds around the crypto space, and everybody started talking about it suddenly, right? I did not touch it because it's on Sol. I just have this strict rule now. I'm not touching Sol coin. I don't care what they do. I'm not touching them, right? So now what you've seen here is somebody somebody just throwing $2 million in one clip on Mumu, right? And you guessed it, everybody bought the top here. Oh my god, Mumu is actually breaking out. It's finally happening, right? It's finally happening. And it was around here like possibly $250 million in its market cap. Let's look at that. So here like $300 million in its market cap. Oh my god, Mumu, I missed. Oh, Mumu. And then you see what, guys, here, right? You see that 70% retrace, 75% retrace, went down to $70 million in its market cap. If you just waited 70% drop, you actually caught the bottom on this. One recently on it that had a massive crash as well is Turbo. We're showing you Hopi, right? And you got Turbo, right? Turbo was really not in anyone's radar, right? I'm not gonna say I bought this dip or whatever. I just talk about it because people now really look at it and it has a strong community, and possibly a lot of people want to know more about it. So I'm gonna cover it. So you see this, it went up to 700, almost $680 million in its market cap, went down 70%, right? 70%. Now I know everybody bought the top on this because look at the volume, right? Everybody started buying the high. Like literally up until this point, the volume was dead. Like this last candle you see here, look, you see this candle here? The volume was dead, and this is daily candles until the last day, and then it started spiking, right? It started spiking because people buying the high here, buying, and like early buyers are dumping on them, and you see that, right? Because people, that's how it works, right? You just don't want to be like that. You don't want to be the guy buying the tops because now it makes it easy. It's easy to buy. It's simple. Oh my god, Turbo now is pumping, I'm gonna buy Turbo, right? No, you wanna buy this. That's what you wanna buy. You wanna buy this. And it's not only meme coins, everything you wanna buy this, right? I would rather look into something like that and slowly accumulate when I'm looking at these major dips and the bull market is coming, than try to buy some pumped up chart. Whatever coin, this is not against any coin, right? Whatever coin, I don't care. If your coin is too high and it pumped too high and too fast, I'm not buying that coin. That's it, right? Because I know, or I'm pretty opportunistic, right? If you give me an opportunity, I'm not gonna miss it, right? We've seen this dip with Bitcoin, Ethereum actually completely retraced. I throw in a lot of money onto that because all right, that's good. That's a good dip. I like it, right? Like if I see something like that as well, 70%. Let's look at the community still there. All right, I'm buying that, right? I did not buy Turbo. I'm just covering it because people are looking at it, right? I'm just being covering as many meme coins people like as possible, but I'm just telling you, right? This usually happens when you're looking at this mid caps. You've seen recently Popcat on Solana, right? Possibly also very good community, by the way, but it's on Solana. That's a major problem. Actually, Popcat dumped the hardest, but you want to know why? Because it did hit the $1 billion mark. A lot of coins have that kind of $1 billion mark. Like that's where they see that, like a lot of people hold the lows waiting for that 1 billion. That's what I told you about Brett Eat, right? Brett Eat is also destined for that 1 billion. I'm gonna get to it now, but just look at this. So you see this as well, from 1 billion exactly to 76% drop. You can't make this up, right? I don't know if it's a simulation or what. I don't know why. That's the point. I don't know why it's always 70%, 75%. Maybe it's the simulation, right? The matrix, but it's always 70% or more. So whenever you feel like there is something going, and this also only, by the way, because people, I have to say that mid caps, once your coin is above 1 billion, 2 billion, and it's trading above that, forget about 70%. And if it's a low cap below 10 million, you don't wait for 70% because it's still accumulating. It's still here, still in this tiny little part. It's only, this rule applies only for coins between 80 million, 60 million to 1 billion. That's the range. When we call a meme coin or a coin a mid cap. And mid caps do get those 70%, right? So when you're trading meme coin or you're trying to invest or find a meme coin and you're late, like Nero right now, you want to wait for this to happen. In case you are very, very bullish on that coin and you, for some reason, you just find it irresistible and you want it. You want to wait for 70%, right? You see that. So if you did that, by the way, you would have made around 2.5x now coming back up on Popcat, right? So as well, the Solana curse, once a coin becomes a high cap, it escapes the Solana curse. For now, Popcat is at $500 million in its market cap. It's still a mid cap. It's still at risk of Solana curse. So keep that in mind. But it's a very strong narrative. I'm not gonna lie. It's a very strong community, right? That's there. So one other low cap that is very undervalued, which is Toshi, right? Toshi has been getting a lot of hate recently for some reason, and it's possibly the most undervalued mid cap. Mid caps now, you have Hopi down 80%, very decent dip. You got Toshi, right? I'm gonna share a next video. I'm gonna make a full-on video on those, but just to touch on briefly on few of those, right? To touch on briefly. So you look at Toshi and you would see that Toshi as well is down a lot, right? I remember, guys, when I used to talk about this way back in the day, but at some point you will see when it was at the high, $300 million in its market cap, every big YouTuber was talking about it. Everybody was sweating about Toshi, and Toshi top meme coin down 80%, 86%. Now it's bouncing back up 60 million. It's actually the only green one now today. If you look at here, Toshi is up 11%, 7%. Is actually one of the few that is pumping hard. But I'm gonna tell you something, right? I'm gonna tell you something. So what happened here? Base, right, is a small little ocean. It's like a tide pool, and the Breton base is a shark. Let's say, right? It's a shark. Let's see if we can paint a shark here. He's a shark, right? It's a nice one. Brett on base is a shark. Toshi is a little shark, and all the other meme coins, low caps on base are fish, right? Little fishes, right? And you got Toshi, which is the other little shark, right? Toshi is the other little shark. So what's happening here, guys, is its base chain is a little chain, wherever they tell you, right? It's a little chain that strives, or it needs a long stream of new fresh money coming into it, which is water in this case, coming from Coinbase, right? It needs to come from Coinbase in form of retail coming from Coinbase to put in more liquidity to make this bigger, right? To make this pool bigger. But now it's not happening. It already happened. It enlarged this pool. So what's happening is that Brett Base is eating all the liquidity from all the other low caps here. It's eating it because everybody's buying the top on Breton Base. Everybody swears by it. Everybody loves it, right? That's how it goes. So since Breton Base started pumping, everybody started selling Toshi to buy Breton Base. That's what's happening with Toshi now here, right? It's bleeding toward Breton Base. The fundamentals, the narrative, the story, everything behind Toshi is still the same. It's just that liquidity is being swallowed up by Breton Base. And you guessed it, this whole thing at some point is gonna run out of liquidity. And you're gonna have only two sharks left, right? Two sharks left standing there on the base chain with more liquidity there. And as soon as this gonna happen, right, they're gonna start cannibalizing each other. They're gonna start eating off each other. Some days you will have Toshi pumping because there is FUD on Breton Base. Some days you will have Toshi dumping and Breton Base pumping because Breton Base now is pumping and everybody wants to buy it and they are selling Toshi to buy it. So it's gonna keep playing. But you are here not to be right. You are not here to like one coin over the other. We don't care, right? If Breton Base was this low and Toshi was at 1 billion, I would be saying Breton Base is the better option. I don't care what the coin is. I care about how cheap it is. Am I buying cheap? I'm an opportunistic investor, and you should be as well. You should find opportunities, not pumps, not things that are high. You should read opportunities when you see them. You should recognize them, and you should think, all right, so is this an opportunity? The base chain narrative is still there, right? We're still going to have another influx of retail, but it's going to be very late in the cycle. We're going to have to wait for Bitcoin to pump way higher and everybody to miss on the ETH meme coins, to start looking at the Avalanche meme coins, the Arbitrum meme coins, the Optimism meme coins, the Blast meme coins, every other goddamn chain there, meme coins, maybe runes on Bitcoin. It's gonna come. It's not gonna happen now, right? So in my opinion, Toshi is at its lowest point ever, right? It's 60 million. If you grab the dip, you were actually now in some profits, right? It went down to 40 million. Now it's up, right? And that's what's up, right? It's gonna break out at some point, and if it goes to $1 billion from here, let's say, it's gonna be around 16x, right? 16x. If it does 2 billion, then you have 32x on this, right? That's what I like. That's much better, right? That's much better return than 5x on Breton Base, right? And the main reason Breton Base is choking is because there is not enough food around to go around. There is not enough liquidity. The big shark is hungry now. It needs more fuel. There is not enough of it, right? right? And you've seen recently every launch that starts on base kind of fails very quick and fades very quick, and on Solana as well, but on it succeeds. And you see this with Miggles. Everybody wanted Miggles. I want Miggles, and Miggles went to $100 million in its market cap, and everybody wanted to Miggle, and it didn't succeed, right? It went down. It did go down, and it might come back. Don't get me wrong. It might come back, right? It might go pump again. But just so you know what's going on, so you understand the infrastructure, you understand the fundamentals, you understand what's going on here. What's going on here is, as explained with Toshi, the shark is big and there are not enough fish to go around, and liquidity is drying up on the base chain, and that's what's happening, right? That's what's happening. Now maybe like this actually looks like a decent place for Miggles, right? But there's a 35 million. That again, right? Again, opportunity cost, right? What's better opportunity? Some fresh launch or Toshi that's been around, and it's almost close same market cap. But right, everybody bought here, so bought at 100 million, and now they're crying like meme coins are bad for the space and stuff like that. And now you got your Brett ETH. I shown you that. So ETH is gonna be king. Just let's get this straight. ETH coins are gonna be the biggest performer, right? Again, right? Opportunity cost. This is at 3.6 million, holding strong. The best community out there. Go to Twitter, follow them, follow every account that retweets them and stuff like that. The best community out there. It's not launched by a coin like by a team like Miggles, and they want you to Miggle and go down. This is actually an accumulation of a strong community coin that is holding well here. It's still on the early stages because nobody talks about it. Nobody wants it now, right? Early stage opportunity cost $3.5 million. For this to go to $1 billion, guys, is 350x, and it's on ETH. Strong community, not some Miggles launched by some team that you don't know. It's a community coin, like just like WIF started. That's it, right? That would be to me, all right, I'm accumulating more of this. Low cap still holding strong, this and that, right? That Zack dude is talking about it still. All right, I'm buying this, right? I'm buying now. Dark Lord ETH is also a low market cap coin that we've been eyeing recently. This into it's holding strong amid these whole dumps and everything that's happening in the market. To me, opportunity cost is much appetizing here than buying mid caps. And I've shared with you now the mid caps, right? I'm gonna leave you the link to Brett ETH because there are many trying to grift on this, right? Because they can't really do a Brett on ETH that actually has a community. This is the only one that actually has a community that is solid, rock solid, right? Rock solid. I'm gonna leave you the link in the description for that, and Dark Lord as well. It's not bad, right? It's slowly getting there, but it all comes down to opportunity cost. Now you see how I think. I don't care about following the herd. Oh, everybody likes this coin, so I must like it too. Now I don't care. If everybody likes one coin, I don't care if its price is going up, if it's gonna be FOMO worthy or something. All right, I missed a coin, If everybody likes a coin, I most likely don't like it. That's how I work, and you should as well. It's the way it works. If everybody likes a coin, it's not a good sign. It's not, especially when it comes to mid caps and low caps. You want to look for communities, strong communities related to other narratives that are on top here, and that they were not fakely pumped like Miggles, like Nero, like everything you see recently. We've seen that RTR also dumped. So when you come down here, guys, to wrap up this video, right? Pepe, you remember this Chinese Pepe, right? Just so we nail down the mid cap game. I don't think now it's clear to everyone and clear as day, right? Clear as day. When you're playing the mid cap game, it's clear as day. Pepe to Chinese Pepe. You guessed it. Everybody bought the top on this. Everybody bought here. 150 million, 100, right? Oh, Chinese Pepe is the next thing. Nah, it's no, but I don't want the low cap ones. Pepe. What happened, right? What happened? Why is it down, sir? Why is it down? Simple in answer. Everybody loved it here. Everybody wanted some of that Pepe. Everybody wanted that. Then it went down, right? It needs to complete the 70% drop. So you know, if you're holding Pepe, it needs to complete the 70%. It's almost done it, but I do think, because you know why? Because everybody loved it too fast, right? Everybody got needy on this one. Everybody loved it. Everybody wanted it. Everybody couldn't resist it, right? So I do think it needs to flush down all those lovers. Flush them down, turn them into exes, turn them into haters and stalkers, and dump it down, right? Dump it down, sir, to maybe $40 million in its market cap. And then, right, you run the risk of it not actually running back up. That's the thing. Even though it's it's a Pepe coin verse, Pepe verse and stuff like that, not to scare you if you bought the top and if you're a lover, it's still still come back up, right? It will still come back up. It depends how the hype will build up on it, right? It depends, right? Because if you look at mid caps, what they need to do is the mid caps need to pump and dump, and you need to look at the sentiment around them. If you go around and you see people still love them and still the Telegram is like, yeah, they keep in positive energy, Twitter page is good, community staying positive, all right, then I'll be like, fine. But you know what? I don't see them raiding. I don't see them on Twitter trying. I don't see a real true community, right? That you already have with Brett on ETH. You already have it. Like that usually builds up after a huge dump, but it's already there. It's a massive coin, strong. Toshi and Bobo would be like the most undervalued right now when it comes to mid caps, and high caps. None of them are actually undervalued, but it's more about safety, right? You would be Pepe, BONK, with low caps, Brett on ETH, Dork Lord, Dorky ticker, and you have Hopi as well as a mid cap. Hopi is not bad, right? Those are the things I'm looking at now while this. Now remember, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. Bitcoin is still gonna go up. We're still going in a bull market. Don't get shaken. Don't believe what the Yahoo Finance is telling you. It's telling to everybody the same lie. So you're not special to them. And see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching this one till the end. I will see you on the next one. Cheers.